All right, welcome to Latin. The next person to talk out of turn will have detention with me and not Noah, apparently, because he was a good sport and cleaned up something that technically wasn't completely his fault. So thank you very much, Noah. So this is the third declension that I'm full screening right now. Focus on the orange ending. I counted, there's basically just, if we don't count vocative, every declension essentially has about 10 endings. Third has less. It's actually just like 7 because the nominative singular we don't have to remember, right? We just need to remember that we don't need to remember it. It's a question mark. The genitive, though, I do want you to remember that. It's going to be is. So that's when things start to get consistent after you move beyond the nominative singular. And then the trick is to drop the consonant off of that to get the weird dative, which is just a long I. I think the dative singular is the weirdest spot to me for all 3 declensions. It's like kind of a lack of a pattern there. The accusative singular I also want you to remember along with the genitive singular, because with the ablative underneath it, you're again just dropping a consonant off of the em to arrive at that just single letter e ablative ending. So it's like on the singular side, if you could just remember 2 endings and then remember a little trick, you'll know the whole singular side. You remember the genitive is is, you drop the s to get the long I, and you remember that the accusative is em, and you drop the m to just get an e. That is the singular third declension. The plural third declension is only 3 endings, and that is es for the nominative plural, which is also the accusative plural ending. So plural, subject, and direct object forms for third declension are the same, whether it's masculine, feminine, or neuter. We're talking about masculine and feminine right now. Neuter would be this a, but let's not worry about that too much right now. The genitive is um, along with the dative singular. That is my least favorite ending in the third declension because it's a little confusing. It looks like something from the second declension. And then dative and ablative plural are ibis, this froggy sounding ibis ending. So that's just 3 endings, right? The es that shows up here, that's 1. The genitive, which I don't like, that's a little hard. And the dative plural, which is ibis. It's just 3 on the plural side. Second declension we won't dwell on, but at the very least, if you do not know the nominative, genitive, and accusative of the second declension at this point, that's an issue because they're pretty easy. I know it's weird that the nominative can end in one of 2 ways, us or r, or if it's neuter. That's a little weird, but it's not that weird. The nominative plural is this long I that repeats in the genitive singular, so 2 birds, 1 stone. Or is a genitive plural, which is very similar to the first declension genitive plural. And then if we just like even skip dative and ablative for a second, to get to accusative, the accusative singular, os and the accusative plural. No, your accusatives, they're so consistent. All the singular accusatives are ending in m with a vowel before the m, and it's a vowel that's very common in the declension that isn't I, because we don't have any Latin words that really end in I, M until we have the evil Latin. And the plurals all end in S with like a vowel in front of the S that is, again, isn't I. And then for second declension, at least, the dative and ablative singular and plural are just the same. A lot of overlap between dative and ablative. Long O's, long O's. Long IS, long IS. Yeah?
Can I get some water?
Yes. All right, guys, let's look at these translations. Did anybody get all of the third declension in here? That's an issue. In my first 2 periods, somebody was able to get it. So that is an issue. We need to work on that. You fill it up where? You were kind of close. But the bathroom sink? I'm okay with water from a bathroom tap. It's just like mentally that seems weird. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it fits under it. And plus it is a little weird. So unfortunately.
What's the office?
No,
Go to the office.
The office. Don't tell them what to do. You can go ask the science room because they might be having lunch in there. But if not, you might be disrupted.
No.
All right. Did we do this sentence?
No.
No. All right. So I'm assuming we at least got through. Well, who knows? This is the first sentence, and y'all we didn't finish it. Wow. Okay. We just got really sidetracked with history. All right, guys. What do you think the subject of this one is? Nick, no talking out of turn, or else that is. I'm not saying that I'm like grumpy or mad at y'all, but we really have to move fast today. Let's see. Nick, what do you think the subject is? Yeah, probably just kiwi toss. Now we have 2 third declension nouns. Now kiwi toss and libertas that end in as in the nominative singular. And I really hate that because it makes me think of the first declension accusative plural. So that is just like really annoying. There's something about that that is very confusing. But right now it's just kiwi toss and libertas. We will get more third declension nouns that unfortunately end in as in the nominative, but that's down the road. So it's a whole family of third declension feminine nouns specifically. For some reason they're all feminine. And they end in as in the nominative. All their other forms are fine. But nominative singular, it's gonna, if you know our first declension well, which maybe there's an advantage to not knowing the word. You look at that, oh, it's a direct object? No, actually it's a subject. So Bellum, though, what's Bellum? Is it another subject or an accusative direct object? Anyone at all? So y'all can talk out loud a little bit. When you're answering a question, I'm saying. Sometimes I'd rather not call on people and just have you guys speak up. So, what do y'all think? Is Bellum another subject or a direct object? Yeah, it's a direct object because you already have a subject. It wouldn't make sense for another nominative to be there. And again, guys, just to remind you, Parker, thank you for trash policing. Go ahead and take a seat. Kick back and enjoy your last Latin class. Guys, remember, you are filling out your vocabulary refresher sheet. E-learners, you're technically exempt from this, but this is what I'm picking up on Friday. So we just have today and tomorrow for you to get pretty close to 15 words. So you need to have that on your desk. You need to have the Cicero reading and the vocabulary refresher sheet on your desk. I absolutely did not. Did I not?
No.
I did. I did. Get it out.
Oh, I don't have it.
Okay, Ryan has one. Everyone should have one. Ben has one. No, there's not enough copies.
I wasn't here.
Oh. Okay. It's kind of funny. No, Malachi. You can have yours. There are no extra copies. But yes, I am picking up the vocabulary refresher sheet on Friday. You need to have 15 words on it, or else you won't get your points pierced for that. Now, the only exception to that is if you are someone who has aced every single vocab quiz, maybe you'll only end up with 6 or 7. But you're looking up here right now. If you don't know some of these words, don't worry about Kausa. Then you need to be writing them on your refresher sheet. What, Abby? I absolutely can. Thank you. Oh wait, it's right here, right? Good. But please do that. If there's a word that you want me to write the dictionary entry for, because you're a bit of a perfectionist, you want the actual dictionary entry and not just what you're gleaning is the meaning of the word from like looking at the translation slide. Please ask me for it. I will type it up gladly. But we have some up here right now. What do they have? You're turning it on Friday, so yes, you have to do this. 15 words. Just write the ones you don't know. If you don't quite get 15, that'll be fine. Don't worry about it. But this is basically something for you to do, because I know when we spot translate, sometimes there's almost not that much to do, because I'm like asking kids questions about words, and you're just kind of like sitting there a little more passively than when we're say checking homework. What, Caden? I bet you did. I bet you did. I don't know. You can check the piles on the white table, but you're out of luck because I don't know, man. I passed it out yesterday.
I left my stuff.
Go get it. Y'all need to get, some of y'all need to just in general, like kind of some maturing should be happening more than usual. So the state, Bellum is a direct object. It doesn't make sense for it to be a nominative right next to another nominative noun, so we're going to keep moving towards the end of the sentence to get a verb, because we need the state to verb something about war, right? There's going to be a verb between the subject and the direct object. If you don't have the Cicero reading, you have loose sleep out, or else he will join you for detention tomorrow. Come on, guys. Don't just sit there. The state, if I'm skipping everything, sine causa bona. What is sine causa bona? Anyone? Let's not skip that. Let's kind of go as left to right as we can. What is sine causa bona? Causa here is cause. Ryan? What's sine? Without a good cause. And then what case, anyone out loud? What case is causa here? It's the object of sine. So what case? Case. Ablative. It is an ablative. So the state without a good cause or prop there, anyone? On account of Iran.
Anger.
On account of anger. And now here's our verb at the end. Remember, debeo, deberi can be to O, but we've never seen it as O. It's always should. Should. So the state, without a good cause or on account of anger, should not. And gerua could be like carry out or wage. And here the object is bellum, so yeah, should not wage war. Exactly. So hopefully that makes sense. We're moving a little more quickly, but it's because we're behind. But bellum here is the direct object. But once again, it doesn't make sense for it to be nominative, even though like outside of the sentence, that is its nominative form as well as accusative form, because we already decided that cubitas is the subject first. So why would we just have two subjects right next to each other? That doesn't make any sense. Yes. Yes. The state should not wage war without a good cause or an account of anger. So this is how I'm ordering it, as though the verb is happening very early on in our version of the sentence because we're English speakers. But if you wanted to, you could say the state without good cause or unaccount of anger should not wage war, right? Like we can't translate these what are two prepositional phrases without good cause or an account of anger. Those are two separate prepositional phrases that we can translate before we actually get to the verb. Either way, before or after the verb. C fortunas et agros vitasque populi nostri sine bello defendera patrimus. What does C mean, anyone?
If.
Yeah, so that is right there. You need to know that that is conjunction Bo. Turn around immediately. If, what case is fortunas? Bo, what case is fortunas?
Right.
Well, I meant Elijah turn around, but either of you, what case is it is accusative. So guys, when we run into an accusative like that, that is a big cue that we should really kind of like speedily find our verb and look at the verb ending because we don't know what to do with a direct object yet. And it looks like maybe there's even more direct objects following fortunas. So if something about fortune, but we don't know what is verbing fortune. So let's go look at the end. Patrimus, is it first, second, or third person, Lily? First, second, or third person, not third. OST mustis ent. No, a lot of people are saying third for some reason. It is first singular or plural, Elijah. Yes. So the pronoun we use, Jaden, for a first person plural verb is what? I, you, it, we, all, or they. I'm asking one person. So guys, listen for what I'm saying, like everyone, versus if I'm just saying Jaden. And if I ask a person specifically, do not answer the question. What, Jaden? It's we, yeah. I have no idea if Jaden actually knows that or if she just heard someone say that. So it's going to be we because it's first person plural. That should be something that's happening very, very fast for you guys at this point, right? OST, that's 1, 2, 3. This is the singular side of a verb ending. Mustis int, that is the plural side of a verb ending. So I, you, it, 1, 2, 3. We, y'all, they, 1, 2, 3. I hope that makes sense to you. I know it could sound very vague. Like, what is he talking about? OST, 1, 2, 3. I, you, it. But that's something you needed to know so long ago. So the subject is we, so that helps. So if we, patrimus, so what tense is it? The future, imperfect, or present? So the present would be posthumous. It's not present. It's not if we can. Jaden? Gross. We'll get to it in a second. Let's focus on patrimus here. Is it future or present, anyone?
Future.
Yeah, it is future. This I alone is what's making it future. If that I was an A, this would be could. We could. But it's future. So if we will be able to, what, defendera? Defend, possum as an infinitive, buddy, defend. And now we're ready for the direct object. Fortune and agros. Jaden wants to know what ager, augury mean. Here it is as an accusative. Ace, you need to do something or else I will see you for detention tomorrow. If we be able to defend fortune and agros, what is that?
Land, farm.
Farms or fields. And fields, don't get thrown off on this quest. That is an and in front of vitas there that's happening. So it's just fields and vita and lives. Yes. So we have 3 direct objects here. The first 2 are separated by et. The third one is joining this list by way of the weird quest suffix ending. So auger, augury, Jaden, that is field or farm. I'm going to check that as farms here, but fields is farm. About which one? Ago agro? That shows up in another sentence. We'll get to it then, but it's not in the sentence. Ago agro? No. What? Oh, Gera means to wait or carry out. Okay, if we will be able to defend fortune in the farms and lives, populi nostri. What do we think populi nostri is, Gera? What case might populi nostri is? It wouldn't make sense for those long acts to be nominated plural. What else could they be in the second declension? Yeah, so it'd be the lives in the fields and the fortune blank the people. Yeah, okay. Of the people, but what kind of people? No stare people, right? No stare. Our. Good. So a lot of people probably need to write no stare, nostra, which means our. I think it already showed up, but I'll type it out. Are there any other words while I'm at it that people want me to type right now? No stare. What?
What's the let the talk? If I say let the class talk in Latin, can I talk?
You won't have the grammar for that until chapter 28.
What
No, stop, guys. I don't know. Chill out. Okay. Any other words? I'm not asking for jokes right now or humor. I don't care about them. Abby, what? No? You want Nunk? Do we have Nunk in this one? No, but maybe it shows up somewhere else. I don't know. Nunk is now. All right. Any other ones? Okay. Very good. Who can read this? Oh wait. So Sine Bello. We left that out. Without war. Bello is an ablative. We keep seeing these ablatives with prepositions like sine, in, or de. Anything else, guys? Write down notes there. A lot of people need that. Okay. Who can read number 3 or 4? Whatever this one is. I don't really care. Pierce. Very good. Okay, and for the second or third time already, debemos is what person and number? Matthew, what person and number is debemos? 1. So a lot of people look at this and they think of third because they're thinking of a lot of people. It's right to think of a lot of people, but it's not third person. It's what, Elijah?
First plural.
It is first plural. So, Bo, the subject for this is going to be, once again, I, you, it, we, all, they. No, ace. It's going to be we, guys. So we got to have that down. If you see that in U.S. ending, your subject is we. If you see that in U.S. ending, at the end of the verb. That is on like your verb charts. There are actually like old school amount of verb charts on the white table. But if you don't know your OST must have sent I, you, would, we, all, they by now, like come to tutoring, come to essay, something. You got to do something to make sure you actually know that. So we, again, it's not going to be O. It's we should conserve peace. Peace here is what kind of object, Caden, or case? Yeah, good, right? That's that third declension, accusative, direct object, right, Elijah? Make sure your face is forward completely. Good. Then we should conserve peace. 2 here is then. That's something a lot of you guys probably want to write. A lot of people still think they think of you or your or something. Te is you, to us, to is your. So it would be like tu with another u if it was your. It's a very boring word though, so I don't blame you guys for having trouble remembering tu. Any questions on this one? All right. See, autem non patrium is esse salvi et servare patrium libertatem quad nostrum sine bello bellum erat necessarium. We are almost done. This is the last one. It looks intimidating, but it's really not too bad. So C, we already talked about, means if. If, however, autem is glossed for us. If you're a vocab whiz and you're having trouble finding words that you don't know, I'm okay with you writing autem. For other kids, you don't really need to write autem. It's not a vocab word we'll have for another couple chapters. So if, however, for the 17th time, patronymus here is it first, second, or third person. Keegan. Jasmine, first, second, or third person. First, singular, plural. Plural. So the subject of the sentence is what, Stephen? Verb first plural verb, first person plural verb?
We.
Yes, exactly, right? We keep saying this because I think we might call it, have you heard like the royal you? When people say like, oh, you never really know what's going to happen. They're not actually saying you as in like you, the person they're talking to. They're talking about like you in general. This is kind of like the royal we, where he's saying we as in like in general. We, what? Will not be able to, second time we're seeing patronymus in the future. If, however, we will not be able to, esse, that's an infinitive, buddy, for possum here. What does esse mean to, anyone out loud? Right? Yeah, so if we will not be able to be, this is an adjective from last chapter that we never ended up seeing, safe, according to Ninja Chicken here. And we will not be able to be safe, and, oh, there's a second complementary infinitive for patronymus, and also what? Servare patrium, anyone? We will not be able to be safe, and, not quite sounds like a good guess, but that would be like sonus. And what does servare mean? It means to, it doesn't mean serve, right? It looks like serve. It's actually more like the same as conservo. So conserve or what, Ace? Yeah, or save. Save what? Oh, here's a direct object, the country, and, right, because of quest, not just the country, but and libertatum. And what kind of liberty, Ben? No strong liberty. Or a freedom, sorry. What kind of freedom? No strong freedom. Yeah, good. Our liberty or freedom. So libertas can be freedom or liberty. So if, however, we will not be able to be safe and protect the country and our liberty, then what? Or we're not done with the thought yet. Sine bello, once again, sine bello is what? Elijah.
Without good.
Without what?
Without
bello.
Without.
What's he talking about here? Bell and belly.
I thought it was war.
It is, yeah, without war. Maybe I just heard you wrong. Without war, again, it's an ablative phrase here. Then what? War, enrich is the future tense version of est. So it doesn't mean is, but it means will be. What do y'all think? Yeah.
Enough.
Necessary, yeah. It is necessary, like you were first saying.
I used
All right,
it.
yes. Okay, so we finished the Cicero reading
Yes.
at Leibniz. Yes. All right, so make sure you get any more vocab words from this that you need. Ask me if you want me to type a vocab dictionary entry up here, and then we're going to flip over and do at least 3 or 4 other translations on the flip side. Pierce? That's an awesome question because our normal verbs, at least for first and second conjugation, get finished for their first plural. So I'm glad you're thinking of that. But remember, sum and possum are just all sorts of weird. And so they get featured differently. And so let me borrow a pen real quick to show y'all. On the very back of this packet, I actually have all of possum and sum in all 3 tenses printed. That's what chapter 6 is about. Chapter 5, you get like how normal verbs are formed for the future and imperfect. But for chapter 6, you learn how these 2 really weird, irregular, and not normal verbs get their future and imperfect. So it's present, then imperfect, then future listed for both of those words. So even when we're done translating all this, you can also just hold on to this because it has these 2 wacky, weird verbs in all 3 of their tenses. Because yeah, it's hard. Even though we had a whole chapter on it, someone like Pierce is kind of like thinking like, why doesn't it have like the normal future in it? It's a good question, but that is what chapter 6 was about. Gav?
What's the word for necessary?
Necessary. Yeah, and so that again, that's one you don't really need. But if you're finding yourself like not writing much vocabulary words because you're being honest and you don't know, I mean, you do know most of them, then I guess you can write these glossed
I
words.
already have
That,
a page down. So.
oh, and you're not okay.
No, these are also words I pulled out. These are also words that I
That's cool.
know.
That's cool. Jane already has a bunch. So it's kind of good. And like if you have a lot, that's awesome because then you're being very diligent. You're writing all the words you don't know and you're being very honest about that. If you don't have a lot, if you have a small amount, that might just mean that you're being honest, but you know a lot of our vocab words. And I will test that against your Power School vocab quiz grades, right? What?
Can we go through the words that we're going to be testing on Friday so we can ask?
We will before Jeopardy and then during Jeopardy tomorrow. We'll run through the Quizlet of them. But yeah, that's on your summary that I handed out last Tuesday. Without war will be necessary, and it's on the notebook page on Microsoft Teams. Now, if you guys not use Teams, what Noah?
I wouldn't know.
Interesting. You need to come ask me during essay for that summary. Jaden.
Question. How would you look at these? How many
Yeah, no. Like, I want you guys to aim for 15, but I'm not going to freak out if you have even, say, let's say 12, and then I go into Power School and say, like, oh, this person, like, usually always gets A's in the vocab quiz. 12 would be fine. But if you have 12 and you often fail vocab quizzes, I probably wouldn't give you full credit. So it kind of depends on how you do on vocab quizzes.
If you usually get like the vocab quiz and then you get like 14.
Oh, yeah, 14 or 13 would probably be fine, but, like, try to shoot for 15.
Would you be?
And also, y'all are going to use it during Jeopardy tomorrow, meaning you can use it to help your team during questions, and you can add to it throughout Jeopardy. Nevaeh? Number 8. Ben?
What is there?
It means, like, will be. As in, like, you might put it, in parentheses, it will be. So it's the future version of est. Est is. There it is, will be what? Oh, we're flipping the page right now. You learners must get so bored when I'm answering a lot of questions. All right, guys. Wait, we still have a sentence on this? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's speed translate it right now. If you know it, say it.
Without.
Always.
We.
And it's not going to be O.
Demonstrate.
So we should always show or demonstrate. Nevertheless, what do we show?
Large.
Great duty
in war.
in war, and we should show great. They glosses for us mercy. Y'all don't need to know that mercy after victory. Okay,
Oh,
we gotta
so
move on.
good.
yeah, that wasn't bad. Okay, this is pretty easy. Again, we have this first person plural verb showing up in like all of the sentences basically, and it is going to continue to be should. because they never give us Deo by itself. I don't know if it'll ever be O, poor guy. But we should show or demonstrate, nevertheless, great duty in war and great mercy after victories. And we shouldn't be mean and rub it in the faces of our enemies.
Yes, yes, we should.
Should we?
Within Dodgeball, yes.
Interesting. All right, now let's flip over to the other side. Is that too fast? On your second more? Okay, quickly.
He's getting one.
Is that allowed?
You type really fast.
Sometimes you just gotta do that.
Can you look on?
Frata.
All right, Frater Maius Vitam and Otio Semper Aget. I need to move this thing, but what do y'all think the subject is here? Yeah, it's probably Frater, right? But is it just Frater? Is it just the brother? Anyone think? Okay, we're aligned. Yeah, I think it's gonna be my brother. Because this is a little weird because it's a third declension noun, and all of our adjectives are still first and second declension. So they don't look like they go together, but they actually do. Maius is taking on a nominative singular masculine ending to go with Frater. So this is my brother. All right, and then what is the case of Vitam here? Vita's already glossed for us by Ninja Jimmy. What is Vitam? What case is Vitam Jameson? What case is Vitam there? First declension. You're not sure? Matthew? Good, because it's the direct object. So, Jameson, I really want y'all to know this first declension accusative thing right here, that AM. It's really unique, actually. There are some verbs that end in AM, which is annoying. But anyway, that's a direct object, meaning this is the point in which we need to find a verb so that the brother can verb the vitamins. Just kidding, it doesn't mean vitamins, it means a life. So my brother, and then let's jump to the end, Aget. So ago agera is going to be glossary, guys, in a second. It usually means to do or act, but we don't want to say my brother does like, acts like. That sounds weird. So when the object of ago is a period of time, it's going to be one of two things. It's sometimes people are like, oh, how do you like to blank time in your free time? How do you like to blank? So spin is good. Could you spin here, or we could say pass. And so also, what tense is it? Ago agera is a third conjugation verb. So does this mean that it is present or future tense?
Present.
Future, actually, okay? These are the future tenses for third conjugation. Remember, that's what chapter 8 is actually about. It didn't come up in the Cicero reading at all, right, Parker? But that is what this chapter is about, that these new third conjugation verbs, if you see mostly an E in the ending, that is going to mean it is future instead of present. The present version of this would be A-G-I-T. So my brother will always, because of semper, pass, or I think I say pass. Oh, you know what? I actually say lead up here. So it can be spend, lead, or maybe pass it all. Anyone? Oh wait, here's the summary that's what's the name. Who needed the summary? So it says pass or spin. So or just you need it. All right, who needs this? Somebody.
Malachi, like it's red.
Okay, it was on team. Oh. All right, my brother will always lead. I will write pass or spin. What do y'all think is the most normal thing you do to a life? Spin, pass, or lead it? You spend your life? Stop talking, stop talking. Always lead a life in peace. What case is Otio, anyone? Well, it could be dative, but right next to in, the object of in, Ryan, it's a what? It's an ablative, right? When we make things green, guys, it's ablative, right? If you see a noun that could be ablative or dative next to a preposition like in, sine, day, or sub, it is, in fact, ablative. Okay, who can read number 2? Medea, thank you.
That's like a chanting.
Mayo, good, very good. And so we never have silent T's in Latin, and we never have soft G's. All the G's are a G sound, never a J sound.
No.
There basically is no J sound in Latin at all. So, so it glosses age for us, right? These are what? Anyone? Not infinitives, but Imperatives are commands. And so this is really literally like act, but that's not really awkward. We would never say that. So it glosses it for us by saying it should be something like come on, come on. Like they're just like hurry up, basically. Like do this, act. You've Chicken Boy glosses for us as meaning to help. So that is also imperative. So Yuva May is going to be what, anyone?
Help me.
Yeah, come on, help me. And then Duko, there's a note about it. Duko is from this new verb, Duko Dukra, which means to lead, like a mother duck leading her chicken, right? Parker, stop. So mother duck. And so just with Duko Dukra, I think it's just Duko Dukra. Like it forms its imperative a little weird. If you're making extra noises, like at all, you need to stop right now. So normally we take an infinitive like iuvare, and to make it imperative, we drop the re to make it singular imperative. We're telling one person to do something. We drop the re not a te if we're making it plural. We're telling a bunch of people to do something. So that's how Duko is for plural. It's dukite. You're telling a bunch of people to lead. But if you're just telling one, just for Duko Dukra, I think you just use the stem. You don't leave the e on there. It's just the stem. So Duke May is going to be what? Yeah, leave me. Ad secundum filium meum. Secundum here, I think, for the second and last time will not be second, but favorable. Because I don't know why someone would be talking about their second filium. That sounds weird. Abby? Imperative. Those are verbs, yeah. Vocatives often go with or appear next to imperatives, but that's a verb. So if he was saying the name of the person he was commanding, that would be vocative. But we don't have that in here. So secundum filium meum. What's that going to be? Anyone? My favorite.
Son.
What's and not just son, but meum filium. My favorite son. Yes, my, right? Meum is my. So this is the first time we're saying add. It means to, as in like going to a place or lead me to a place, not the to that shows up with a dative indirect object. I'm giving a direct object to something that's different to, because it's an actual word, whereas the to used with an indirect object is just kind of understood to be needed when we identify that something is dative. All right, any questions on this one? Any dictionary entry requests? Free?
F word. Yeah,
That it means second or favorite. I told you guys before, 95% of the time it'll mean second. We saw it once where it just seemed like it is favorite, and this I think is the second and last time it'll ever mean that. If you are clicking anything, if you are not in your desk, if you are doing anything crazy, you need it to stop right now, guys. To my favorite son, to my second son. Just remember not to record the 1.5 class in here for the day. There's way too much of me scolding you guys to make it for it to be a good video. All right, guys. Who can read number whatever this one is? Ben, thank you.
Omika, the bird costume. Birdness.
Yes, and they don't have this verb. They gloss it for us. It means to destroy. And for the 18,000th time today, I need Josh to tell me what person and number is this? First, second, or third? Oh, am I? Yep. Do we actually have to? Don't we just have 10 more minutes, basically? Internet kids, I think we're basically gonna like get to the end of class, so I might not need to call you guys back, but I will if there's like enough time. So what person and number, Josh, Laura, is for dinner? First, second, or third? First, singular, plural. Exactly, because the subject of the sentence is gonna be what? Kira? It's gonna be I, you, we, all that. Huh? Yes. Jasmine's gonna be what? Yep. Jaden is gonna be what? Good. Lily is gonna be what? Good. Caden's gonna be what? Ooh, Caden broke the chain. Caden broke the chain. So, yeah. Oh, friends, we destroy what? Freedom. What case is libertatum here, or liberty? What case is libertatum, Bo? Is accuser because what kind of object, Bo?
I don't know what that is.
What case is libertatum? It is third declension of theta. What kind of object, Elijah? Not indirect. Don't overthink it. Direct. Yeah, guys, that is that sweet third declension accusative direct object ending, right? All the singular accusatives end in M, whether it is AM first declension, EM second declension, or EM third declension. All right, who can read? This is the first time I think we see this adjective novus, nova, novum. Binge. Go ahead.
Nova curricula, populo, romano, exponum, sine mora.
Incredible. Nova Periculo, Populo Romano, Expono. So, okay, this one's crazy, but let's first look at Nova Periculo. I don't think we ever saw Nova. Nova Scotia doesn't mean old Scotland. It means, yeah, so Nova means new, but with periculum here, Gavin's favorite word is neuter. It could be a plural subject or a plural direct object. We don't know yet, right? There's a lot of overlap between subject and direct object forms. So something about new dangers, plural, not singular.
The nation.
And where's the verb, though? What's the verb in the sentence? I think they glossed it for us.
Mora.
Elijah?
Now has less.
Yes, that's so true. What is the verb here, guys? I can't see anything. It's like a verb ending that I'm used to. So?
Whatever that E word is.
It is. This is the verb, okay? You probably would mostly know that, Caden and Elijah, by looking at the glossed word. They tell us that expono, exponere, means to explain or set forth. And it is clearly third conjugation because this wacky ending is the first singular future tense ending of a third conjugation verb, right? That is my least favorite verb ending in the entire language, right there. Because the rest of the future tense endings for third conjugation have E's in them. For some reason, this one ends in AM. And so the big issue is that you might not even recognize that this is a verb instead of a noun. It probably looks like a noun to you, but I suppose we have seen at this point a decent amount of first singular verb endings that end in AM, right? We have imperfect BAM, we have imperfect sumese eram, I was, and we have popterum, I could. Now we have an AM ending that's actually first singular future. So the commonality is that they're first singular when these verbs are ending in AM, but it could be ending in AM for a variety of reasons. I will explain, and if it is first person, which it is, that means this is not the subject. It is, in fact, the direct object. So I will explain new dangers. What's it? Something about Roman people, right? But what case is Roman people?
Good.
Ryan? Dative. I like that because it would be what, Ryan? How would we translate it? Two Roman people, exactly. So this is the rare data that we often don't see because we can explain a direct object to an indirect object, right? Indirect objects usually show up for us because we're giving a direct object to an indirect object, but you're showing up because we're explaining a direct object. Gavin, one more time, I swear. Test me.
No. If you do one more time, you get to take a chunk out of his hair.
No. Okay, I will explain new direct objects to the dative indirect object Roman people dative. Sine mora, we always see mora as the object of sine. It means what? Without delay, aka hastily. Any questions on this one? Does anybody need me to write mora means delay? Because I will. Test me. No, I will. Lily, stop.
Do it.
Y'all are there.
I'm gonna go all the way.
There. So I still don't think the behavior here is actually bad, but I will say some other teachers, y'all have gotten a little bit of a reputation. I still think y'all are actually good for me, honestly. I act sometimes like y'all, I think y'all are really bad, but I really don't. Y'all are like fine, mostly for me. But are y'all bad for other teachers?
Yeah.
What, Elijah? If we get through, how about if we get through two more sentences? Numquam is this word that I forgot to put in the vocab list. It means never. Oh my gosh, why are all the verbs ending like this? Winkamos is first, second, or third person. Vegan. Winkamos, first, second, or third. Nope. You're thinking of a lot of people, which is on the right track, but it is what, Bree? First, singular, plural. The subject is? Okay, the subject of a first plural verb is, everyone? The subject of a first person plural verb is? If your verb isn't in US, it's first plural, the subject is? Okay, you need to know that because we've seen it now like 23 times today. So we, and winker has another third conjugation verb, so that E between the stem and the NUS ending means it's what tense, anyone? Future, so it's we blank conquer. We will, oh, but it's numquam conquer, so we will never conquer periculum. We will never conquer, Elijah, turn around. Never conquer sine periculo. Never conquer danger without
Victims?
periculo, anyone?
Money.
not pecunia. Pericula a second time.
Danger.
Yeah, it's just danger. It's supposed to sound kind of like a paradox. He's saying you have to fight fire with fire, right? So the first periculum is a direct object. You use it as the second one. It's an ablative singular. It's unacceptable. So we will never conquer danger without danger, right? We will never conquer Malachi without Malachi. Only Malachi can lead to his own undoing. He holds the key to his own destruction. All right, who can read this final sentence we'll do today, and then I'll show you guys the weapons, I guess. Jaden, go ahead. Stop, go. Go ahead, sorry. Jaden. Okay, ex meis, erroribus, hominibus, rectum iter, demonstrari, possum. They tell us this means right, and iter means way. So, possum, what's the subject of possum? Are you it? We all there?
Yeah.
Is it first?
Yeah, it is.
Singular. So it means what? Blank of soda. I
Drink.
a blank of soda. A, huh?
Open.
I can
Oh, demonstrate.
demonstrate or show the what kind of way? The right, they gloss that for us. Y'all don't need to know those words. The right way from out of. This is the first time we're saying X. I can show the right way or demonstrate the right way from out of. What do y'all think erroribus means? An error, a
Mistake.
So I can show the right way from out of my own
Mistake.
mistakes, and I can show the right way blank men. What do y'all think? I can show it
2 men.
2 men. Okay, this one is pretty complicated. All right, good. So hominibus there was dative, actually, another dative. I don't know if y'all's behavior totally warrants this, but I guess we made pretty. No. You can't talk. Y'all need to be completely silent while I show these things to you. If you make one part, I will actually send you to the dungeon.
I go to dungeon. That's what. I go what? I go second. That means only me.
You will eventually own your weapon practically, Elijah. So you
You're
can wait.
scary. Can I just touch it? Wait, not worthy
Just come
enough.
up here and you can see.
It is squishy.
What it's like.
Like
Yeah,
after
it's like lightly, not squishy. That's not quite the right word.
Elijah, you said that there's real weapons like that. That's what I thought.
And then Miss Boyd wasn't a big fan of this one. I think it is a little corny, but I think it could almost work as the witch's dagger.
Oh, that's not perfect.
And then somebody who fights you is gonna have 2 of these, like a small axe, so like dual wield axes. And then this is a weird like switchblade sight thing. Like a digital sight. And then there's some knives and daggers. Yeah, internet kids, sometimes you can go and get classes. No. It's gonna touch it. I can't do it.
I'm sure I know.
Yeah, we got like smaller knives, like kitchen knives. But